Greetings, O brave fellow student, who embarks on a mighty quest to learn something new, to lead us to futures bright and joyous, to take the dreaded online course, to suffer the study of the many books. May your valor and honor illuminate the way for us all. Many of us, on our quests to learn something new, feel a rush of excitement. The problem, though, is that while we find it easy getting into the details, or the weeds if you will, we often find it difficult to grasp the bigger picture of our undertaking. To clearly see the boundaries is to have a map to any subject, to be optimally informed. I'll explain why a little later. In this video, we cover the big picture of fellow students. This will serve as a summary and foundation to the content we explore. By knowing and understanding the seemingly ambiguous nature of the big picture, we can strategically construct a clear path and lead the way to our desired outcomes. This is Curtis, and welcome to Fellow Student, where there are no teachers, only fellow students. Here, our ethos is that you only ever need to learn one thing, and that is how to learn. Once you know that, everything else is just practice. While it's great to be able to take a deep dive on anything with all the information that we now have available, being able to connect the dots into a formalized process, into a way of working, a way of thinking, is where the power lies. Those who can see opportunities and risks by connecting pieces of information in a meaningful way are those who have a strong foundation and advantage for strategy and leadership. One thing that a lot of content lacks is a snapshot of the big picture. In the past, when I have wanted to pick something up quickly, particularly when there is no desire to become a master or anything like that, I've spent far too much time learning things that do not directly relate to what it is I need to know. Indeed, the devil is in the detail. But when there is so much information, hordes of information, without the big picture, you can't contextualize. It's easy to see how one could get lost, or forget and deprioritize the original endgame. So, what exactly is the big picture? Well, it is a high-level snapshot of a concept or subject, enabling people to elicit ideas and possibilities from understanding that very snapshot. I see it as a canvas that we can pin our discoveries to as we explore more granular levels of information and piece our overall map together. My favourite analogy for this is the tree analogy. Take a subject like software development. Now, if software development is considered to be the whole tree, what we usually do is dive straight into the leaves, the detail. And then we struggle to identify the relationships between the different leaves or details because we don't understand the relationship between the main branches of the topic, we don't understand the roots of the topic, and we don't understand the trunk or the main theme, the big picture. By understanding the big picture, or the tree, we can then quickly ask ourselves again, what do we want? Then we can take what is useful and disregard what is not, in a manner that accelerates the whole process of us getting where we need to be. An elemental part of leadership is known as big picture thinking, recognized most often in people with big ideas. You know, the visionaries, the entrepreneurs. It is a key enabler to breaking things down, organizing their contents, and fashioning a way forward for ourselves and others. Attaining the big picture is a crucial part of leadership and derives from our data gathering process, which is something we get into as part of the Trivium. One of the best uses of having a big picture is when you are in a group of people, say a meeting. Have you ever been discussing something and it's not really that obvious to everyone what it is that you're discussing, or it's not clear that everyone's on the same page until someone displays an image that represents the thing at hand. Then it becomes instantly understandable to the group and to everyone that they begin to produce questions and understand the foundation. And you begin to share an understanding once that there's a visual representation of what it is that's being discussed. Knowing and using the big picture takes your ability to own and lead to the next level. And yet it is simple, easy, and surprisingly underused. Next comes strategy. Once we have a big picture, the path to our desired outcome practically presents itself to us. By having the main part of the information in front of you, you can use your desired outcomes as a compass to navigate the most efficient way. Take cryptocurrency, for example. Let's say that we are super interested in the latest meme coin, of course, because of all the media hype, of course. And we want to know what this is all about. Well, if you simply go into the detail of a specific meme coin, you are still hopelessly lost. But if you have a big picture that shows you the main coins in cryptocurrency, maybe how they relate to each other in some sort of graph, or image, then you can instantly start to gauge the understanding and understand if the meme is relevant or not, which, let's face it probably isn't. By having the freedom to scale up and down from the fine details to the macro perspectives, we can fine-tune our decision making as we progress over time in our understanding. Having asked what the roots are, the main branches, we begin to inform our understanding on a holistic level and begin to create a path for the most strategical way forward. I am on a quest to become a god-level software engineer and cryptocurrency finance titan. And on this journey, I am going to explore, and share the techniques of classical education, memory, neuroscience, and other things to get deep into these topics and the many avenues that they offer. So if you wish to join me on my quest, then I knight thee a fellow student. This is our big picture. It is intentionally sparse, as I only intend to cover these in brief detail. Here, there will be plenty of content to come on all of this, and as we grow, the tree will grow together with us. I will make this available in HTML format and put it in the link below. Starting with personal growth. If you need to use your brain, you need to be on top of your performance. I mean physical and mental. I barely work out, so this isn't about getting crazy. It's more about understanding the importance of balance in this area. Personal growth and personal performance is at the root of what we do here at Fellow Student. So, what is learning? This is a question I will explore in a series dedicated to going through what learning is, from personal experiences to exploring books and a variety of theories deriving from psychology primarily, but then getting into wherever that journey takes us. Learning is the core, the heart of what we do here as fellow students. This is the trunk of our tree. The sacred mind map. If an image says 1,000 words, a mind map says 500. I find mind maps incredibly useful, a great way to convey topics which cross over the visual presentation layer, while still being able to use words to represent further detail. Mind maps are a prime example of big picture thinking, and this is one of the main branches. The power of the human memory and the ability to remember things that you need to. The key part here is that you do not need to remember everything. But using our classical education techniques, once we know what we need to remember, we can use various memory techniques to hammer that home and never forget the crucial points of the topic. The classical education technique of the trivium is fundamental to the fellow student way. Through these techniques, we can devour through books and courses in a way we never thought possible. It's insane that nobody is really talking about this. Knowing this makes quick work of competition, but more importantly, it's a certified way of besting our previous selves. It's as simple as that. The trivium can be summarized here as grammar, aka data absorption, logic, or data organizing, and rhetoric, data communicating. The Trivium is going to have its own series for sure. I'm super excited to get that started. The Quadrivium is the next level after the Trivium. I'm not going to focus on this too much because the Quadrivium is further down the line, but there will be a point when we get there, and when we do, I'll be sure to explore it in detail. The power of concentration. I don't really think that we appreciate the impact that concentration has on our daily lives. For example, what image does your mind conjure when you hear the word concentration? Was it something like this? Have you ever considered that the ability to concentrate is the ability to effectively manage each and every one of your thoughts? You can concentrate on enjoying a walk in the forest, or concentrate on playing an instrument, or on just being here. Concentration permeates our lives, and the ability to concentrate is a must. It's non-negotiable. This is a skill that supercharges anything that we are working on, period. I guarantee there is something that once gave you great difficulty, which you can now just do without remotely thinking about. This is our amazing ability to assimilate. Be it habits, hacks, shortcuts, whatever. Once we assimilate the motion, the theory, the main parts, the role of second nature comes in, and we find it natural to do that thing. Here at Fellow Student, we bank on our ability to assimilate. Not because we are smart, but because it is something that we do all the time without even really thinking about it. And by being aware of this innate ability, we can make a point of leaning on it and trust that the second nature will come, even when sometimes it feels like it never will. Second nature always comes to those who persist. So that's our tree. In using all of these in a formalized way, we can begin to level up our abilities wherever we put our focus. Some people naturally gravitate towards big picture thinking, while others go straight for the detail. My point here is not to demonize one or the other, but to recognize that they are both important steps in part of a coherent process. I thought it would be worth mentioning that the big picture is not the be-all and end-all. Having a thorough understanding of each of these topics is not understanding the big picture. It's more like getting to a place where we understand what we need to do in order to get what we wanted to get in the first place. This is what the big picture is all about. So what does this all mean? It means that we can quickly identify our way forward in our approach to learning. We can reap the benefits far sooner than we realized by studying strategically. And we can lead the way forward by demonstrating to groups how this way of thinking can get results. For the fellow student, knowing the bigger picture is a way to truly obtain a deep understanding in a much faster manner than anyone ever thought possible, or at least than we thought possible. If you like this video, then be sure to tap the like button, subscribe, and tap the notification bell if you want to keep up with the latest content. I am glad that you made it here. You have demonstrated a laudable interest in leadership, strategical thinking, and the way of the big picture. May we continue to grow and learn together as fellow students. Until next time.